Kai Havertz, the superstar, saves Arsenal, of course, today. 3 points. They're top of the table. Arteta was right all along, and we were all wrong. Everyone was wrong, and it's Arteta who knows more than all of us. He knows more than all of us. He's saving Kai Havertz. He spent the 65 million knowing that Kai Havertz will win him the Premier League. Arsenal top of the league, of course, people. Absolutely. Listen, this was not a surprise to a lot of people. However, it was a surprise to me that Arsenal left it late, that they had to struggle a little bit to get the second goal. But props to Arsenal. Head didn't drop down. Ramsdale made a terrible mistake, but saved 2 brilliant saves, to be honest, to keep it 1-1, to give Arsenal a chance to go and win the game. Yes, we're going to talk about Ramsdale and the mistake and everything, but we have to give him a little bit of props. Just cut him some slack, people. He made a mistake, but he literally saved 2 goals, the Ivan Toney and the header, to be honest, to keep Arsenal within a touching distance of the 3 points. And Kai Havertz stayed on the pitch to win the game for Arsenal. Arteta made the right substitution, pushed really hard to get 3 points. Now it's off to Liverpool and Man City to catch up with Arsenal, to be honest. But I'm here with a great panel, so hit that like button, people, because we're here to talk about Arsenal. We're here to talk about the performance. Was it underwhelming? Was it just enough? Was this the game that Arsenal needed to actually go now and win the Premier League, to be honest? We'll talk about that, but hit that like button if you're watching this live. Hit the like button if you're watching this in the replay, because you're in for a fantastic show, people. Of course, I'm here with Saad from the Football Corner. Gunnar Sol's one of my favorite guys out there. Inshallah, Ramadan is coming for everyone, inshallah. Yes, people, inshallah. Yes. And Brandon is here and Martin are here, of course, to provide all the insight of the game. How's everybody doing? The blood pressure down now? The heart that is now going down. Everyone is calm now, and everything is good.
My client delivered. I can't complain.
Can I just say, right?
Yes,
I think we should run this back, because I'm very disappointed, Mo, in that intro that you just gave to Kai Havertz. Very, very underwhelming from you, Mo. We need better than that. Run it back. The chat's not happy either. I can see him in the chat. What's all this about? You know, I thought Mo was.
Do you want me to defend the client then? Because
I thought Mo would at least give us a little rendition of the song. You know, waka waka, 60 million.
Come on,
down the drain.
I Mo, please.
Come
on, Mo.
You guys want me to sing the song?
Yes,
on my channel.
Sing it.
Oh my god. Oh
sing
my
it.
god.
Sing it.
Seriously. Okay, no. I'm not just gonna sing it for free. I'm just not gonna do it for free, to be honest. I'm not.
Guys, £20 super chat right now, bro. £20 super chat, bro.
Oh my god. Even Joe is singing Kai Waka Waka.
£20 super chat, guys.
Come on.
I'm not gonna sing it for free. I'm not singing Kai Havertz for free, bro. I'm not
Somebody
singing
put a super chat in. Somebody put a super chat in.
Just whilst that's happening, then let me wax lyrical on the guy then, because I've been defending this guy from the very get-go. From the minute we announced the signing, I said to people, calm your horses. This guy will come good for us. Forget about what he's doing at Chelsea. Forget about that for a moment, because what he's done at Leverkusen has shown me enough that this guy can be a transformative player for us. And that's what he's shown. And even at the beginning of the season, when a lot of people wanted to turn their backs on him because he wasn't doing what they wanted him to do, you know, Havertz was doing everything that the manager has asked him of him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be playing this consistently. Otherwise, the manager wouldn't be coming out and defending him as much as he has. And now we're starting to see everything ticking. You know, his goals are coming in. His defensive performances are coming in. He's coming in deep. He's driving with the ball. Everything that Arteta's been nurturing him to become is now coming together. He's won us against Brentford in the beginning of the season, 86 minutes, come off the bench. Now you look at it, against Brentford, once again, one of our key players, one of our most influential players in this game. And I'd actually go as far as to say he's one of our most influential players moving forward. He has taken Jesus out of that striker spot. That is no longer his. This is Kai Havertz's spot to lose. If Jesus wants that spot, he has to fight for it another way. He needs to go fight for Martinelli's spot. He needs to go and fight for Saka's spot, because Havertz's spot in the middle is there to stay. because he has been a nuisance. He has been scoring goals. He has been delivering everything that people have asked of him. He's not only just scoring, but he's also setting goals up. He's also driving that creativity in the front line. And also, when you look at his pressing numbers in the final third, they're up there as well as amongst the best in the Premier League. So when you start to add all these things together, no wonder the success is there. No wonder we're starting to free flow, because Kai Havertz is allowing this team to do what it's always been capable of. And now he's adding the goals as well. I'm telling you now, European success in the future will come because of Kai Havertz.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, shout out to all the people that never gave up on Kai, okay? Because I don't know about Sols. I've seen Sols, a little bit like negative on things, but I never gave up on Kai, and I was here keeping Mo honest every stream, telling him good stats that Kai was doing from the start of the season. So there's a few of us that can take credit, but everyone else, I want to see some apologies. That means you, Saad, Brandon, make it nice.
There you are. There you are.
Make it nice.
I've always said my office.
Should I be shameless or should I be shameless or should
you're not
I mean, you always end up hating on Arsenal, so go for it.
Come on.
Can I be shameless? Can I be shameless a little bit?
Don't say you've always
play?
rated
And
him.
I want to ask Saad, did Kai Havertz really play well today, Saad? Missing that one-on-one chance. I want honesty. He scored the goal.
Overall, yes.
Did he play well? Saad, I'm going to
Overall,
ask Martin.
For me,
I know you're going to say that.
He knows.
That's why I didn't ask you the question, Martin. I know you would say that,
why
Martin.
he's asking me. He knows why he's asking me.
Yeah, I want to ask Saad here.
He had, if he doesn't score the last minute goal, I think he had an average game. An average game. It's not the best performance I've seen from Havertz. I think the last game was better. But the fact that you scored that last minute goal, bro, that means everything. That means everything. That's why we speak about Saka like that. Because even Saka at times has average games, but Saka will still come out and do something. Saka will get assists. Saka will get a goal. You know what I mean? He'll still help you to get a win. So, bro, listen, I think he had an average game, but I could definitely see, bro, this Havertz guy is, bro, he's just proving everyone wrong right now. He's proving everyone wrong. So, because even when he's having average games, he's still managing to pull something out the bag. When he has brilliant games, he looks brilliant.
Games. Come on, man. That is.
Listen, I don't think he was getting involved as much as he was the last game. Yeah.
Can I ask? Let me ask the chat something.
He wasn't. There was moments.
Yeah.
Souls. There was moments in the game. There was moments in the game where he was with Martin Odegaard and Saka. And they were doing something. But bro, if you look at it, from
he was very good at
game,
maintaining possession and making a layoff
No,
pass. That's his bread and butter.
This is agendas that are running right now.
Agendas.
No, it's
not
agendas. This is hatred.
He's proving me wrong. He's proving me wrong. 100%.
No. This thing of like, oh, he's been average. Okay, yes, he might have had a better game last game. Okay, we can give you that bit. But the fact that you're sitting here and telling me he hasn't been influential to try and win this game, forget the goal, forget that. But let's just say hypothetically he didn't score. Yeah, let's just give that to, I don't know, Ben White scored that goal. Yeah, even then, yeah, if it wasn't for Kai Havertz, we have no hope in that game. Because the guy was the one making the things happen. It wasn't Odegaard's creativity. Kai Havertz's positioning allowed us to open up Brentford a lot. But the one-on-one miss, yes, that wasn't great. I'll give that to people. He tried his best, didn't score. Haaland does that as well. Mbappe's done that many times as well. It wasn't the easiest of chances to score. So let's not put it in there like we know Havertz is the most clinical player, but he still scores. Yeah. Why are we laughing? No,
You guys know what I did, right? Did you guys know what I did?
No, but can I
just drove this.
We fell right into his trap, bro. We fell right into his trap.
Literally drove the conversation into Saad is criticizing. Now Souls is saying, well, last game he had a better game. Do you know what I mean? You guys just feeling.
You
guys did.
You do this all the time.
Havertz gets hated on. And people say he's having average
and they just
games.
walk right into
it. Everything tells you, the opposite. He was one of our best performers, regardless of.
Do you know what I loved so much about Saul's little monologue there? The fact that he compared Havertz to Haaland and Mbappe. Well done, Sauls. Well done, Sauls.
Okay, let's be honest here. If we're looking at players currently that can deliver a European competition here, I'm putting Havertz in that conversation. He's one of the players who can deliver it, in my opinion. Yeah, 100%.
By the way,
it's like 10 shots a game and get one goal. People don't mention the misses.
By the way,
I don't want this into turn. I don't like. we can talk about Kai Havertz. There is a question about should he have stayed on the pitch. That's a different story. That's completely a different story, though. However, he delivered at the end. I can't, like, nobody can sit here and deny that Havertz was persistent. This is something that Sol said. He's very persistent. He's the one that kept going at it. He tried. He's the one that never stopped. Yes, a lot of other people did, but should he have stayed on the pitch? Because a lot of people will run this agenda. But again, you got to give him credit
about the
when he did.
dive, or like the
I'm talking about the dive. The dive. It should have been a yellow card. But again, you cannot go back to it, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But this is what's running now. So the thing that is running now everywhere is that should Kai Havertz stay on the pitch? The reason why that is said, because a lot of people, the majority of the time, they say, but this player should not have been on the pitch to score the goal. Arsenal should have been going down to 10 men. A lot of talk like this. But I don't want to turn this into Kai Havertz. We'll talk about Kai Havertz. And I know that people want to run this Kai Havertz agenda and Gabriel Jesus and all the stuff. At the end, Arsenal won with a goal with Kai Havertz. And I'm telling you people in the chat, at the end of the season, no one will remember the dive. No one will remember that he missed a 1-on-1. No one will remember that. They will only remember one thing. 2-1 against Brentford when it mattered, to give them the 8-game run before they faced Man City. The goal was scored by Kai Havertz after the 80th minute. It's as simple as that.
Can I just say,
this is what's going to happen.
The same people that are running this Kai Havertz should have been sent off, which potentially, you know, if we look at it in the rule book and whatever else, yeah, maybe he should have done, right? But what they won't say is Arsenal should have had 2 penalties, because we should have had 2 penalties. And that comes in the same category. Because if you look at the one on Trossard, right? You go back to last season, and people will sit there and say the rules have changed since last season. Let's go back to last season. Man United versus Man City. The exact same thing happened on Rodri. Man City were given a penalty. So if that's a penalty,
not this season.
This is this season against Man United. I was very surprised that they said, well, he wasn't going to get to the ball. Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You're assuming. I thought this was a blatant penalty.
And again, the one on Gabriel.
It was a to be honest, I was looking at it, I'm like, when they keep doing the replays, and I'm like, oh, they have to call it now. It's very obvious. If they give Rodri the penalty, you have to give this one.
But it was Paul Tierney in the VAR, the same guy that stuffed up the Liverpool drop.
And then again, you got the other one, right? Gabriel, he's having his shirt pulled off his back like it's Pornhub. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's
no, the Gabriel one wasn't, because Gabriel pulled him back first. But I don't think the Gabriel one, to be honest with you, I don't think Gabriel one was.
I just want to say
the problem with the Trossard one is that it happened before. We have seen it this season.
That's the problem.
It's not like it's, and I'm not like listen, I said Kai Havertz should have been sent off. I'm being an honest guy, right? This happened this season. No one can come in and say, but we changed the rules. It freaking happened this season. You didn't change the rules in the middle of the season. You just didn't.
No, but there's even an argument to say that the Rodri and Højlund one had less contact because it was barely anything. Whereas this was a full hand and drag back. But again, like this is the problem I think we have as fans. It's not.
But that's why I think that
I'm not critical of like refs, but I just don't understand the consistency factor. Doesn't make sense. It's like why, like there needs to be like a. What is it, like a margin of error? There has to be like if there's this level, we just give it.
I know people want consistency, but it's actually impossible for human referees to be consistent and be different. You know, if it's not the same referee on those games, you can't actually expect consistency. Because a lot of these decisions are very gray area. So if you're saying that that's black, you know, it's got to say that way for the whole time, right? So I can understand that it's not that easy to be consistent across every game. Those things are all very, like there was the Højlund thing in Arsenal, where Man United fans were still convinced he should have got a penalty for that, where Gabriel had sort of put his arm across him and shoved him around the ball. But we saw that today with Odegaard. He was shoved off the ball in a very similar way.
That's definitely not a penalty.
Right. So that's fairly consistent because it wasn't a penalty for ours. So if we're not getting that penalty, like people shouldn't cry about that one anymore.
Yeah, but so I want to go back to start. Let's start from a little bit the beginning of the game. Right. Let me do this couple of super chats. People, thank you so much. We have over 400 people here, so I want you guys get us to 200 likes right off the bat. People, like the like button is underneath your live chat. Muhammad Farah, thank you so much. After 4 years of patience, if Arteta fails to secure a major trophy, he should be replaced. What? I'm sorry. I'm gonna respond to Muhammad here, and I'm gonna let the Arsenal guys. Is this the day really to run this, Muhammad?
Every day.
I'm sorry. Is this the day, Muhammad, to run this? That like you 1-1, you had your backup goalkeeper had a howler, right? You came back in the 83rd or 84th minute, if I can remember correctly. Kai Havertz, who was deemed a flop, scoring the winning goals against a very resilient Brentford. But you want to run this today? You could not have waited until tomorrow.
Can I reply to this one, Mo?
Like it's just, I don't think it's the right one though.
Because according to most, I'm the king of negativity at Arsenal, aside from Lee Gunner, obviously.
Not the king, the prince.
And even I don't think that this is the right time to be running that kind of thing, Mohammed. So
we're top of the league. What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're top of the league.
We're top of the league.
We just won.
We are top of the league.
I think it's the wrong time to be, saying that. We'll probably have that conversation again at the end of the season, no doubt. But
or when you drop 3rd or 4th or or 5 points.
Right now, it's the wrong time.
I don't think it's. To be honest, I'm not an Arsenal fan, and I don't think this is the right time to talk about replacing Arteta. Wait until even the Porto game if you lose the Porto game. To be honest.
But by the way, just I don't think it was that great today.
We'll talk about the game and we'll talk about the lineup. We'll talk about the game and the lineup, to be honest. Banter on the pitch is saying Arsenal top of the league. On to the next game, on to Porto, my friend. It's Porto on Tuesday. We'll see.
Do you know the ball was in play for 49 minutes today, even less than the Porto game? Brentford played the Porto playbook to perfection, even diving at the corners.
Don't come with this thing. No.
So did Porto, but they were I'm just giving them credit. I'm saying they were resolute. They played the ref. They slowed the game down. And they broke up our flow. So we've got to be used to that and be ready for it on Tuesday. Because
100%. 100% you should be. 100%. People hit that like button. Late Vibes is saying, last week you were all crying about a drop ball. It was a mistake. And Havertz, it was a mistake. He dived, and I think he dived. But I think at the end, Arsenal could have been 10. But the penalty was not given on Trossard, who was given against other teams. So I think in this game, I don't know how to view it, but to be honest, Havertz dived, and it should have been a yellow. The referee was hesitant to give the yellow, but it is what it is.
People have just got to accept, Mo, that decisions that go against you and go for you, they even themselves out throughout the season. That's how it works.
Not really. No,
they do, and
you will never see a decision like that. Like I don't think in our lives we'll ever see a decision or a mistake like what happened in the Liverpool game again. A miscommunication between the referee and VAR when everyone made the right decision. Yeah, and I don't want to go back into that. Like that mistake.
Yeah, but that there that's not a mistake. That's just pure incompetence. That is
exactly. I agree with you.
Glaringly obvious error. You don't see that week in, week out.
Yeah.
These like Martin said, a lot of these or some of these we would consider as a grey area, right? Because they're not so consistently given. Some weeks they are, some weeks they ain't. So that's why I say that the decisions that go for you and against you do tend to even themselves out throughout the season.
So,
Yeah.
I get what you say. I want to get to the game because people want to talk about actually what happened. And we'll start, of course, with the lineup. But I want Omar Rushdie 7. Have a feeling AFC will win, to be honest. Who's your favorites and why? Will win the Premier League, you'll be honest. Arsenal are third favorites. What are you talking about, Omar? Arsenal still have to go to the Etihad. Like
I think it depends very much on what happens tomorrow. Liverpool and Man City.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. You will not be first favorites. Whatever happens, because until you face Man City at the Etihad, I think
we have the toughest end of the season if we're being absolutely honest, because we've got to go to White Hart Lane, we've got to go to Old Trafford, and we've got to go to the Etihad. Now, if we beat City at the Etihad, then yes, that's a different.
You push ahead. You push ahead of Man City right away. But until you play that game, I wouldn't call Arsenal second or first favorites because you're going to the toughest ground. Actually, by the way, toughest ground statistically.
But we do have Kai Havertz now, so
which is okay, let me just Maguire is saying no need to stress or overthink, just enjoy the 3 points and the other fixtures. Big up Mo. Yeah, this is why today I could have had a Man United fan, but I just wanted to have Arsenal. By the way, weeks ago on Dan Potts' channel, I was the only one on the panel with Flawless that I said that Arsenal will win every single game until they reach the Man City game. I was afraid today. I didn't count the Ramsdale mistake
or the Porto.
In the league.
Oh, okay.
Bro, I called sad. I told you in the league you aren't winning at Porto. No. I knew that you're going to Portugal and you're not. If you win, I'll be surprised. I knew
Does that mean you get credit?
he said it's going to be a loss or a draw at most.
I knew
what
that
he
Arsenal
said.
don't have the
Right.
experience, and I know the shithousery of the Champions League. And that's for a different day. We'll meet on Tuesday, people. We'll meet on Tuesday
you
after
are.
the game. Hybrid Ultra saying Arteta in-game management today won the game, which is why I want to start with this. And I want people in the chat to let me know, yes or no, for Arsenal fan. Were you happy with the starting lineup? I'm gonna start with Martin, actually. Jesus on the bench, Zinchenko on the bench, Jorginho in the middle. Were you happy with the lineup today?
I think that I called it before the game that we had to probably rest Martinelli, depending on the severity of his foot injury, probably for Porto. But I was kind of expecting Jesus to start just because I don't think he ever likes being on the bench and probably makes a big stink about it. So, yeah, Trossard came in, but again, you can see he lacks a little bit in the physicality. But generally, I was very happy with the lineup and the substitutions. We're a little bit worrying because I don't know actually why we took Jorginho off. He's kind of the guy which I go look to when we need to unlock very resolute defenses. But overall, yeah, very happy. Glad my boy Reece Nelson got a run. We know that he still exists again. And yeah, I can't complain. I think it was one of our better wins.
I think after today, and I have to be honest, the two players that played very, very well in the first half was Declan Rice and Jorginho. They were fantastic.
Yeah, I agree.
They were fantastic. Jorginho was fantastic. The way he runs the game was absolutely immense. And Declan Rice, and I have to admit, Declan Rice, to be honest, playing in that, scoring that first goal, I didn't know you have this in your locker. But again, Arteta proving sometimes that he is utilizing his weapons correctly.
Just speaking on Jorginho quickly, yeah. Did you lot see that ball that he done, bro? For the one where it was freaking like he was at the halfway line, bro. And man just swung his foot around it, bro, and he literally curved the ball right in front. I think it was Havertz. Yeah. I think it was Havertz for the for a shot where he didn't get the touch right, but literally swung the ball. It landed, drop ball right in front of him, bro.
He has been fantastic, to be honest. He has been fantastic.
His passing accuracy and you know what I mean. His passing, that's his main strength, bro. Yeah. Is his passing, bro, because he can really ping a ball, bro.
He's always an option. Yeah. Listen, people, there's 450 of you here. Can we get to 200 likes? I'm gonna get to the super chats in a bit, but I wanted to talk to Brandon. He said something that he didn't like the performance today. Why? What was wrong with the first half? What was wrong, in your opinion, with the performance today?
I don't think it was our greatest performance. I don't think, we played as well as what we did in recent weeks. Okay, people will look on the score lines of recent weeks, but I don't really feel like, especially in the first half, that we opened Brentford up in the same sort of fashion to what we have done in recent games and the same sort of intensity there as well. So I don't think it was a poor performance, but I don't think it was great either. I think it was one today where, and again, I don't expect us to win every game 5-0, 6-0. I know that's unsustainable. So you're going to get games like today where you have to dig deep. And that's the one thing that I can credit this team with. We dug deep when we needed to. Brentford made it difficult. They tried to the bully boy tactics. They tried to bully us on the pitch. It didn't work though, because we're no longer weak and feeble. Especially, a player I want to shout out, Gabriel Magalhaes. That guy. He's a difference maker in this Arsenal team at both ends of the pitch. His fight, his physicality, the way he dealt with Ivan Toney at times today. Again, I think he was one of the I think he's been one of the standout players. In fact, I'd go as far as saying, aside from Van Dijk, he's the best defender in the league for the past 12 months, better than Saliba as well. Genuinely think that. And it's amazing to me how he's still not as highly regarded as what he should be by most rival fans, or some Arsenal fans as well, because I think he's been absolutely exceptional. The team lineup, I had no issues with the team lineup. I don't know why anybody would, because at the end of the day, right, he made 2 changes, 2 forced changes from the team that won the game against Sheffield United, the team that won the game against Burnley, you know, etc., etc. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, Jesus was out injured at the time, and to me, he don't walk straight back into this team. Yeah, okay, he's out. You know, our main focal point. He's our number 9, whatever. You don't walk back into this team. As soon as you have players that, you know, can get injured or miss a game or whatever, and they walk straight back into the starting lineup, even though you've got other players that have been playing well, then you have a problem, because then all of a sudden it's not like there's much competition there. It's not like you have to work for your place back. So I was quite glad to see Jesus on the bench. I was quite glad to see Thomas Partey on the bench. You got to work your way back into this Arsenal team. That's
the only
how
thing I'll say against that is that we do need those
level.
guys really fit really soon. So I can understand. I mean, that's why I wanted
There's
Jesus
that as well.
to
There's that as well, you know. And this is the thing, right? When you've got players coming back from injury, you have to try and manage them, manage their minutes a little bit more, which is something that maybe Arteta in his recent time, especially last season, didn't really have the luxury of, you know, because we didn't have a player like Declan Rice who can step in for Thomas Partey, who was heavily reliant on Thomas Partey, heavily reliant on Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, etc., etc. Now we're not so heavily reliant on them players. It's nice to see that the manager isn't rushing them back into the starting lineup. He is trusting in the players that are performing right now. And for me, you know, everybody knows I'm not a massive fan of Arteta, but I'm going to sit here and say right now, since the turn of the year, pretty much every single decision that he has made in terms of his starting lineups and his substitutions, and again today with his substitutions, has been absolutely spot on. You know, he could have left Jorginho on the pitch. He could have brought on, I don't know, Smith Rowe or somebody else and tried to go and get the 3rd goal. Instead, we said, cool, it's 2-1. Let's get out of it. We haven't had a great performance today, but it's 2-1. The win is what's important.
I want to say something about this, okay? And I'm looking at the lineup now. And something that people didn't realize today when they looked at the lineup. There are 5 players that started today that you would not have said they are starters for Arsenal in the beginning of the season. Kai Havertz, Leandro Trossard, Jorginho, Jakub Kiwior, and Aaron Ramsdale. That is your bench. I just want to say something to Arsenal fans. Now, because you're playing so well, you cannot call these players bench. And that tells you that Leandro Trossard can play, or Martinelli. Kiwior can play, or Zinchenko. Or there is the guy that Timber, right? Ramsdale, yes, had a howler, and we say that. Kai Havertz up top, or Gabriel Jesus. Jorginho, or Thomas Partey. You would not call these guys. Now in hindsight, you're calling them. Now in hindsight, Mr. Souls is shaking his head.
Havertz was always the starter. No, Havertz was always the starter.
In the beginning of the season.
Go look at my tweets. I 100%.
For you. But in the beginning of the season, people said it would be Thomas Partey and Declan Rice. Am I wrong? Everyone said the midfield would be Odegaard, Rice, and Partey. And Havertz will be the bench for Gabriel Jesus. Am I wrong?
I think that's what we played in the Community Shield, right? Partey,
Thank you.
No, Partey, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz was up top.
But my point, this was supposed to be the lineup for Arsenal. This was supposed to be what we're talking about. Now we're coming towards the end of the season. With Kai Havertz, people are saying, well, there is let's get Kai Havertz to start over Jesus. Oh, Jesus has to battle back for his place. Zinchenko has to battle back for his place. Oh, Jorginho is fantastic. That's what we're talking about. The reason why I'm addressing this, because the thing is, Arsenal now have 5 players without Timber that can start the game. That's called the bench. Am I wrong?
Yeah, the bench looked good today. Like I want to see some of them playing, but yeah, we're starting to get them back. But we haven't been talked about as having injuries so far.
You have options now, right? You have options. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Souls, what did you say about Kai Havertz? You said Gabriel Jesus has to earn his spot back. Well, Gabriel Jesus was a starter on everyone's books.
Kai Havertz is a big game player. Jesus ain't.
Disagree, but fine.
You can disagree, but he's proved it more.
Was this
Havertz-
I wouldn't say
Ramsdale?
Jesus is not a big game
Havertz
player.
Havertz has helped us win more of the bigger games than Jesus has.
But Jesus has
wanted-
been injured for
So
2 months. Whatever.
Ramsdale, though, do we have a positive or negative today about him?
Positive.
Can you hear
Sol,
his face?
talk your talk.
Okay.
Tell the people.
The reality of the
Talk
matter
your
is, right, I understand he made a mistake, but mistakes get made when you don't play games. You know, he hasn't been playing for how long? And we want to sit there and criticize one singular mistake he made. If it also wasn't for him, we don't win this game as well. He could have had an assist. He was doing everything, in my opinion, in the right way. Yes, he had a lapse of concentration or a lapse of judgment or a lapse of a mistake, whatever. But we've seen that from David Raya as well. We've also seen that from other keepers. It happens, especially when you sit there and say, yeah, he's played, 4 games all season. He's a backup keeper right now. That's what backup keepers are going to do. They're going to make mistakes in their first game. Now, he also made up for that massively because he made 2 saves. One of them from Tony. I don't believe Raya makes that save. We've seen him not make those saves. So it is what it is, man. People want to.
I also think that shot doesn't come in if we didn't let them score just before halftime. I don't think this game's close in the second half. Like the fact that they came back to equal just meant that the game state was never favorable for us going and getting more goals, and we just ended up giving up these chances. And yes, look, Ramsdale, he doesn't deserve to be mocked or anything because I think he's given us a lot and he hasn't really got it in return. So I don't know. Just seeing that mistake was just pass it to Saliba. He's right there. There's no need to even clear it. Just concentrate, and I think that's his problem. But anyway,
I think it's a mix of the two, right? Because Mo said, "Is it positive? Is it negative?" I think if you look on it from a different perspective, Kai Havertz scores a goal in the 86th minute. If that doesn't happen and we drop points today, everybody comes on here and crucifies Aaron Ramsdale. That's just the reality.
Everyone, let's just say you guys are.
It would. Souls, if we drop points,
look at what I said. I was defending him.
If we drop points,
okay, go look at my tweets. I'm the only one defending him. When he made that mistake.
But let's be real about this right now, right? If we dropped points today and that ended up being the reason we lost the league title, you as well as everybody else would be crucifying Aaron Ramsdale because it's another mistake. Yeah, another mistake. Not just the fact that it's a mistake, but it's another mistake that's been made due to lack of concentration, which is something that he come out in an interview and said he struggles with, right? So that's the real kick in the teeth. It's not the fact that he made a mistake because, he went to make a save and it went underneath his arm or something stupid like that. It's the fact that he had a pure lapse in concentration again. Now, the positive side of it is he made up for that in the second half with 2 very important saves. And if he doesn't make them saves, we don't win the game. So,
we lose the game, I think.
With that, you kind of have to sit there and say it's a mix of the two. But I think we realise now that Aaron Ramsdale doesn't quite fit what this Arsenal side is doing. And we can all sit here and say, about Raya as well. Raya's made mistakes. Yeah. I don't think there's too much difference between the 2 goalkeepers. But I think Raya's better suited to the system. And I think that's where, there's a bit of a difference between the two. But in terms of Aaron Ramsdale today, negative in the first half, right? Because you should not be making a mistake like that. Brentford caused us absolutely 0 issues up until that point, right? And, you go and gift them a goal like that. That's the Arsenal of old. We don't want to see Arsenal gifting out goals. But in
you
the
normally,
half,
you did. Saliba did for Liverpool, but you normally.
There you are, Mo. There you are.
I'm not bantering. Well, I'm not bantering. I'm not the reason why I'm saying this. Guys, the reason why I'm saying this, it's actually a testament on how good this Arsenal defense is. You wouldn't concede if you aren't gifting goals, and that needs focus and concentration. That's my point, Sad. It wasn't.
I know. I was just joking.
It's how good the Arsenal to be honest, today again. Ivan Toney, yes, he tried this and that, but Gabriel and Saliba, they kind of took turns on him, and it looked like there's a plan there. Did you see when
Saliba bodied him? Saliba bodied him onto the floor, bro? Oh my God! I was like,
Let me do this super chat before we continue. People, I appreciate everyone getting involved in the conversation. We can get to 300 likes, guys. The like button is underneath your live chat. X Page is saying Arteta did Ramsdale dirty. He should have started him in an easier game. This is the game they are most likely to concede. I'm just going to respond to you, X Page, and say it wasn't his choice. Raya couldn't play today because it's his parent club, because of the loan deal by Brentford. So there was no other choice than playing Ramsdale today.
Same DM.
There is no choice, X Page. So thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. I hope that answered your super chat. M is saying 100% sure Raya wouldn't have saved that Ivan Toney shot. He is short and usually too aggressive in his positioning. I might agree with this.
Can I answer this, Mo? Why do we have to dunk on our player that has had good performances? Why when listen, he's made a mistake in not releasing the ball quick enough. Yeah, he's made the mistake in not releasing the ball quick enough. What it takes to be a goalkeeper at Arsenal in the current system that we're at is being on top of everything. You have to be good with your feet. That's number one. You have to be good with your feet. As soon as you get the ball, you have to be able to release it quickly. At the start, Raya had shaky moments. So in the last 5 to 7 games, bro, he's been untouchable, bro. This guy has saved us from counterattacks because he knows when to move out of the box and when to just sit as like a makeshift centre back, and when to we don't need to sit there trashing Raya's name just because we want to protect the Ramsdale, bro. Ramsdale is the past, and I appreciate everything he done for us, of course, 100%. But realistically, he wants to be England keeper, so he's not going to stay at Arsenal anyway. Regardless if you want to sit here and say to him, "Oh yeah, he's great in this," he's not going to stay at Arsenal. He wants to be number one. To be England goalkeeper, you have to be number one at your club. And he's not going to be that at Arsenal. It's just that simple.
Let me do that. And Late Vibes is saying, imagine Arsenal draw in City in the UEFA quarterfinal. What do you think? Well, I'm not sure. But as an Arsenal fan, I don't think anybody would wish that. You don't want to face the tough teams until you reach the final.
I think we do. I don't like
Here we go.
No, okay, let me explain. Rather than explain. Jumping straight away, you don't even let us
I am. Right. Here we go. You have an explanation for everything you say. Everything.
Oh my God. Yeah, because you just start saying, "Oh my God, is that just chill? Let me explain, and then you'll understand my reason."
Quickly, so I do that.
Right? Come on, spit it out, Sals.
When we talk about the Portos, the Sporting Lisbons, the for example, who else was it that El Nayusi played for the Greece team? Every single time we've been knocked out of Europe, it's always been against an easy team. When we play against tougher teams, I think we're more up for them. We want it more. The Real Madrid excites us as players. I don't know why. I don't get the mentality. You don't
remember Bayern and Barcelona that we kept getting knocked out to?
That's the shit.
No, but I still feel those. Like I don't need to feel that again.
The reality is now look at the games where we've performed the best, like the City games. We've been a lot more resolute. Liverpool, for example, Spurs, like they like that challenge. They don't like the easy games. We don't like those easy games in Europe. When we come across a tougher game in Europe, we tend to perform. I'm not saying we're going to beat them, but we tend to be up more for them, and we tend to perform better.
All right. I don't want to get into the conversation about this now. Sunderland PSV is saying Saliba prevents things people don't see. Unreal centre back. This is the one. This is it. Saliba reads the game. I know everyone wants to praise Gabriel, and he's good. I'm not saying the way Saliba plays the game is the way Van Dijk plays the game. They read the game before it happens. I promise you guys. He prevents a pass from happening so you don't see the interception. Does that make sense? Like a midfielder or a defender have the ball and they are looking at a channel or something. Saliba already moving there, so the defender turns and passes the ball the other way. So he wouldn't get any credit for this. But if you're watching the game, you know that they didn't pass the ball there because Saliba's there. That's Van Dijk. He's less than Van Dijk, but that's how Van Dijk plays the game. It's reading that before it happens. Okay. Gabriel will get all the praise, but I think Saliba deserves a lot of praise.
Yes, but Gabriel was the cleanup crew. If you look at it like that, yeah. Let's say, for instance, you have your assassin and you have your cleanup crew, yeah. I don't know what kind of analogy I'm doing, but let's just follow it, yeah. So you have your assassin who comes in, he kills off. Let's say, for instance, he's killing off the pass. Yeah, this is Saliba killing off the pass. Yeah, and you have one that gets away. A player that gets away from Saliba. Who's there? Who's there to do it? If Saliba can't get there, it's always Gabriel. Gabriel was always there. Every single time. always there. He's able to do last ditch tackles. He whenever somebody's running against him or running next to him, bro, he is always there, bro. He's always there. He's able to track runners.
I would say
He's able to
it's
do
the
all of
pair
the
that makes
basics, and he does it. I know it's the pair, but what I'm saying is Gabriel is so underrated to a level that it's nuts, bro. It's nuts.
I don't think he is anymore. I think
always
everyone
know that
understands how good he is now.
he is, and I'll tell you why he's underrated. Why he's underrated is because people still have that mindset of Gabriel's a bozo. Gabriel makes mistakes. Gabriel
Would
gives
you
the
say
ball
the same
away.
about Romero?
What do you mean?
Romero is a pose though. Let's not do
Yeah,
that.
Romero, no, but
Would you say the
Romero is
same about
making
Romero?
mistakes.
Don't let
Romero
Mo
is
Would
do
you
this.
sit here
Nah.
and admit that if
Don't let
Romero?
Mo do this. Don't let Mo do this. Carry on. Gabriel praise all of it. Go on. Carry on.
Romero makes mistakes.
And don't
Still.
forget Romero.
Till
Don't
now.
talk about bums.
But
We're not talking
anyway-
about bums yet. Carry on with Gabriel.
Hey, Souls is too funny. Souls is actually too funny.
Souls is like,
I
he
think-
watches me so much, probably he knows exactly what I'm doing.
Bro, I think like Gabriel, if you look at Gabriel and you look at some of the positions he's been in, yeah,
Yep.
people come out and say to me, he's too slow. He can't catch up with his runners. Well, I've seen him catch up to some pretty fast players, bro. Some pretty fast players,
Yeah.
and he's kept his pace well. I've seen people say he
like
can't pass out the back though. Saliba can do that. I've seen him pass. I've seen him put balls over the top.
Okay.
Perfect.
Before we
the
go on,
input-
I want to before sorry. NYU is saying something very, very good. He's saying it is Saliba and Gabriel, not
Yeah,
Saliba
that's
versus Gabriel. Let's move on, please. This is
Just
right.
before we move on,
Go ahead,
it's the
go ahead.
triangle. It's the Rice, Saliba, Gabriel triangle.
Yes.
They've all got this. They've all got complementing abilities. Gabriel, like I played centre back for 25 years. I know what it's like back there, and I've never seen anyone in my time play the way Saliba plays. He plays like a 10 at times with the ball at his feet, which is ridiculous and is risky and could put us in absolute heat most of the time. But he pulls it out, and Gabriel is the think second, do it first kind of guy, and he just goes through people like a steamroller. And Rice is there he's that auxiliary centre back, ready to cover if one of the other ones get out of position. So I think that they're all making each other look good. Gabriel scoring goals means that he can't be ignored. I think he's our highest scoring defender ever since he came to Arsenal. And he's starting to get his credit for his not making any mistakes, which you can't get rid of a bozo tag unless you do like a year or so without doing anything particular.
I think Mo, if you put up Silmi or
I am
Kilmi,
listen, Sad, stop addressing. Stop.
there you are.
I gotta like to be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay, no, Safi.
Like I get what you're saying. If I see a comment, the problem is I am not in the comment section. I am.
Okay,
in the start
no worries.
box.
All he just said that Saliba's the brain, and
Probably.
Gabriel.
Maybe,
is the-
yeah, probably. I can
I said
actually.
Gabriel was the body and Saliba's the brain.
I can see it now. That's a problem. It's
No,
gone.
it's
in
fine.
front of me.
It's fine. It's all good. But I was just saying, like, I agree with that. I think Saliba's the brain of the centre back partnership. He's the one he always thinks ahead. He knows exactly what's gonna happen. Like you said, you know what I mean.
Andrew Wright is saying Havertz should not be on the pitch. The same energy.
Wow.
We discussed this, but he
The Liverpool
shouldn't.
fans are feeling a little bit sensitive right now. It's okay.
Why?
They got a big game.
You think so?
Because everyone made a big deal out of the drop ball. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but like, yes, people called them unsustainable for having to win in the last moment. But I think this win is more important than any of our 5-0, 6-0, whatever. This is the moments where everything's against you. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's waiting for you to die horribly. And if we hadn't scored in 5 more minutes, it would have been a comedy show in here. Everyone coming out of the woodwork going, laughing at us. So
it would have been a comedy show,
crucial.
by the way.
Yeah.
It would have been a comedy show. Southpaw is saying big up Mo. Ben White is class. He was very good today. New rule, by the way, for Ben White. He's not doing overlaps. He's doing underlaps now. He's coming inside
Inverted.
to take the people
Ben
out
White.
from Saka. I took a picture with my phone before you scored the goal. How Norgard sprinted towards Saka to double on him, and how Ben White stood right where back in the days they used to put players on the edge of the 18 to have that cross ready. Kevin De Bruyne style. I'm not saying Ben White is Kevin De Bruyne, but that space is always going to be empty when you're doubling on your winger.
Bro. Souls is shameless, bro.
Okay, so and he's saying Ben White was class, the difference maker, and Mo, you were right. We didn't drop any points until we faced Man City. One game at a time. Come on, you gunners. I predicted this. I really predicted. I didn't see Arsenal dropping any points. I said after the Liverpool game, Arsenal will win every single game. The reason why I said that, it was very simple. By the way, even today, I know Arsenal, there would have been something, right? And with Kai Havertz not being sent off, I said, okay, this is the day that something's going to happen here. Arsenal are going to score from a corner, set piece, a cross, and it happened. Listen, Arsenal today didn't score from set pieces. And people say, it's only set pieces. Crosses are part of the game where you break low blocks, which was Brentford. So it looked good today. Later on, from Declan Rice scoring the first goal, and Kai Havertz between the spaces, Ben White cross, and I think it looked great. Did he get 2 assists?
Ben White's been doing very well as that auxiliary attacker because Odegaard and Saka get boxed out very easily with 4 or 5 players. So Ben White has to add this to his game where he's able to put a cross on someone's head. And
I want to ask the people in the chat something. I want to ask the panel something. Is Arsenal, I'm going to start with Gunnar Souls, is Arsenal the strongest team in the league right now?
What are you talking like current form? Or
you won 8 games in a row, bro. Like, it's not 3-4 games, 8 games in a row, bro. Like,
if you're talking on form, we are the real deal. We are the real deal. I'd actually say all season we've been the real deal. Now, we've had a few blips in that in terms of the Fulham game, for example, the couple of draws that we had in December. But in terms of like our overall play, I think we're controlling games well. I think we're controlling the narrative quite well. I think we've also controlled our emotions quite well in majority of the season. Now, there are parts where, that's come up, like the Porto game, for example. You can take that to, was it Lens that we played and we lost away against them? But in smaller fashion, but we've learning from our mistakes a lot quicker than we've ever done before. We're rectifying it. We've gone into, January and we've completely revolutionized the way that we play, but we've also kind of used both of our parts, like the last season attacking flair, that we're just going to keep scoring, we're going to get these last minute winners, but we're also controlling games, but we're also destroying teams. So right now we have got what's the word, that we're Swiss Army knife. We can do what we like in a game,
but we don't have the mentality, the experience of the other two, so we
don't know that
the strongest team.
We don't know that.
No, it's a fact, Souls. It's a fact. We haven't got.
We don't know because we could deliver it this year. We don't know.
No. But saying that we haven't got saying that we haven't got the mentality, we haven't got the experience at the moment. Maybe the mentality they're showing the mentality. They're showing the mentality that there is to win the league. Yeah. But experience is a fact. We don't have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah? But the mentality, I do disagree. We don't know that yet because we are showing we do. Because
game by game.
Let's not shy away from the fact that we've had adversities this season as well. We've had major injuries for Arsenal. Like if we had these injuries last season, we're done. We're not even in this title. But Arteta, credit to him, and to the players as well, because they've had to come in and actually step in. Look at Kibio getting crucified, right? And people saying to him, hey, his thing's done until this run of form. Now people are saying, do you know what? There's a possibility that Zinchenko doesn't come in or doesn't get straight back in. We're talking about Gabriel Jesus maybe not making it back in. We're talking about even Thomas Partey has to fight for his spot. I know people are going to say Thomas Partey starts regardless, but Jorginho, the way he's playing, we can't really drop him at the moment. So we're talking about some of our bona fide starters and our sort of players that we kind of were on the fringe, even as a fan base, we're like, no, okay, we can sell him, get something better, whatever. And now that those players are showing the mentality of wanting to win the league, and that's why I'm saying it, because we've never looked like such a complete side with injuries. As soon as that Thomas Partey gets injured or Jesus gets injured, we capitulate. We haven't done that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think on that basis, if you look at the players coming back in, we have to base it off of merit, bro. It has to be based off of merit. These players have earned their way to play how they're playing now. Yeah, I can't just have one guy come in and then bottom off the park and then bang, that's it. They're dropped to the bench. He comes in straight away. Thomas Partey coming into that game in Sheffield, I'm sorry, but even when he came on, bro, he looked out of place. You could see that he looked like he wasn't up to match fitness. You know what I mean? You could see that he's been out of the game for a minute. So these players just can't come back in. They can't just start the games, bro.
Mo's got to go in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Do you want to?
No,
run
there is
anything before
no
we
like
end up?
no, it's fine. I'm sorry. I just had an emergency and I actually have to go in 5 minutes and just
Sorry, Sam.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Apologies, people. I really apologize. Listen, I wanted to ask just one last question about this. Against Porto, how would you approach the game?
All guns blazing. Just go for them. Just attack them like we have done against the. And now, when I'm making the comparison, I'm not saying that on the level of a Burnley, by the way, but the games like the Burnleys, the Sheffield, like when we've beaten teams 5-0. Because the thing for me was against them away, I think we did approach it quite well in terms of we had a bit of reservedness, but I don't think that's the way we can play. We need to just gun them. Just go for it. Just attack them, pressure them, and just be relentless. Because when we've done that, we've overwhelmed teams, in my opinion. And we're at the Emirates. And you know what the most crucial thing is? I hope this ticket person pisses off firstly, because she's ruined the atmosphere of the Emirates. Because we had a fortress last season, and this season we haven't had that. And that's what we need.
I will say the atmosphere was good today. I thought that we helped carry the team a little bit. But as far as attacking Porto, I think we need to be a little bit smarter than just all-out attack. I think that we need to do a little bit what we did versus City and give them the ball and try and draw them out to the halfway line or something like that. Because if we do this like what just happened versus Brentford, it's frustrating and exhausting at the same time. So if we don't get something done by like the 60th minute, like a state of anxiety, it sort of comes into the football. So I think we need to be smart. This is Europe. These guys, Porto, are going to come with every trick in the book, and they're going to think that we'll just try and get a ball in the net in the first 5 minutes. But I think that it's going to be unlocking several locks to get whatever first goal we need, and even then we've got to get a second to win it outright. So we've got to pace ourselves. What could be extra time?
100% agree. I agree with what you just said there, Martin. To be honest, you have to because I think after the Porto game when we lost, obviously we came on here and Mo said something to the same effect as that. You have to sometimes in the Champions League, like you have to give them the ball, draw the team out. And let's face it, when Porto come to the Emirates, bro, if you think they're attacking, they ain't attacking for nothing, bro. They just want to sit back, they'll relax, we'll do the defensive job. You just have to come to us and just attack. If you sit there and attack, the chances of you breaking them down, of course, there's a chance of you breaking them down and getting a goal and breaking that deadlock. But you have to win by 2 goals now, I believe. Because you can't, if you win by 1 goal, then it goes to extra time penalties and all of that business. So we need to win by 2 goals. So we need to give them the ball and draw them out. We need to draw them out. Let them get comfortable, play their game. And then, khalas, you hit them on the counter attack. Try do a thing like that, or give them moments in the game where you give them opportunities, bro. Because I think our defense can handle that. Our defense can handle what they got. Of course, they won against us in Porto, the Dragao, but we're at the Emirates. It's going to be different for them. So, yeah, I agree, man.
It's going to be.
And we've got to learn to dive. We've got to learn to dive.
Yeah, you have to learn.
Like
if you go 2-0 up,
that's what you do in Europe.
If you go 2-0 up, you'll have to learn how to manage the game. You have to learn how to manage the game. You have to listen, people. I'm sorry. I have to cut this short, and I want to apologize to the guys that gave me their time. Of course, Souls, Martin, Saad, and Brandon. I'm really sorry. My head is not in me. I apologize, people. I want to thank everybody that joined us. We had over 450 people here. Thank you guys for joining us. I hope that if you're an Arsenal fan, you enjoyed the win. It's a very good feeling. And make sure to just like the video before you go, to be honest. And we'll see you guys on tomorrow for the Liverpool and the Man City game. We'll see if Arsenal stay top. And we'll see you, of course, on Tuesday. The Arsenal lot. We'll see you guys on Tuesday after the Porto game. We'll see how it goes.
Now it's confirmed. Ahwa is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Now that we got the win, Ahwa is going to be fun for me. I'm going to be sitting 100%. Back and relaxing.
Let's get to 300 likes, people, before we go. And I appreciate you, everyone. And I want to thank everyone to be here. And we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace out, people.